Hey, it's Luke and Naomi, and we are back. Officially.
Yes, we are. Good. I would normally say good morning, happy whatever day it is, but since you're going to listen wherever, whenever, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Good all of that stuff, you know. Yeah, it is. It's been a while. I have to admit, this feels really weird. I mean, I haven't even put headphones on in so long that it just, I don't know. This is definitely interesting here.
And we meant to do this a lot sooner than May. I can't believe it's May already. But
we're terrible. Let's just say that, and let's just chop it up to us being terrible.
I was going to come up with some sort of excuse, but okay.
You can try to come up with an excuse, but people will know it's an excuse, and it's just a bad idea.
Well,
let's just admit that we were terrible. We took some time for ourselves. We took a lot more time than we realized, and then life kind of got away from us.
Terrible, selfish, all of that stuff.
Yeah, good adjectives there. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so it has. It's been a couple of months.
But we are officially back, and we are going to be doing shows regularly as we get back into the gear of things here. But we did mention we were going to do this, our Ask Me Anything.
That's right, our AMA, Ask Me Anything. So we've had a whole bunch of questions coming in, questions you probably expected, a couple that I wasn't ready for, but it's okay.
We'll get there, yeah.
We'll get there. Really quick, I figure we run down the podcast. We're going to do our best to bring you an episode once a week, and we're hoping to get those to you on Mondays.
Yeah, that's the plan, and hopefully we do a good job of sticking to it. We'll see what happens.
That's right.
For now, Mondays. Every Monday we'll have something new for you.
We are committed and ready to go. I am really going to have fun with this, looking forward to this, but I know these first ones are going to be terrible.
We're a little rusty. I think that's obvious.
I don't know what to do with my hands at all.
I know, I noticed that over there. I'm watching you over there. You're kind of flailing.
I used to do
Be
that
careful.
all the time.
Don't hit anything over there.
Smack the desk or knock the microphone down or something like that.
Yeah, so if you hear a lot of crashing noises, that's probably what it is, to be honest with you. Okay, all right, let's get into this. We've got some questions to get through, and we're going to take a break after about 10 minutes here, so let's jump into this.
All right, did you want to read the first question first? Can you see the screen?
I don't have my glasses on. That's how unprepared I am right now.
All these years, and I still have no idea the scope of her, vision loss, I suppose?
My blindness? How bad am I?
I don't know.
Okay, hang on. I got this.
Did you need to pick the monitor up?
No, I don't need to pick up the monitor. No, you know what? How about you read the first question?
Right.
Let's just do that.
The first question is from a New Mexico listener.
Okay.
Non-identified here.
Okay, that's fine.
Why did you leave?
Ooh, that is such a good one.
That would be the burning question. And maybe we should have saved it for last, but I figure
let's again, like everything, let's jump right into this. Why did we leave? I think honestly a big part of it, and I'm not trying to speak for you, Luke, but I think the big part for us.
On me already.
No, I said I'm not trying to speak for you here. I'm saying I think a big part of it was after everything with the pandemic, and right in the beginning where everything kind of shut down and nobody really knew what was going on, Luke and I realized how far we were away from our family.
Yeah.
And the fact that if there was an emergency, if one of our family members got sick or anything like that, there's no way for us to be there in a day. It would take us a couple of days. So if there was an emergency situation, we were it's just tough luck.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of sank in with everything that we were doing, and it was just like, hey, I don't like being that far away from everything. So we decided we wanted to move a little bit closer to home. Still have our freedom away from home. We did not go back to New York, and we did not go back to Michigan. I'm sure some people were wondering about that. No, we didn't. We're actually in North Carolina. So we can get home in a day, in less than a day if we need to, a couple hours. So that's nice. But we still have our freedom, and we're somewhere where it's sunny and warm.
That's right. We that was another thing. I missed the hell out of some water, y'all. I really got to be honest about that. I missed being near water, so we found somewhere where we're a little bit close to water and our families.
That's right. So it wasn't, there's so much about like New Mexico that I'm going to miss and that I do miss and all that. It wasn't like, hey, we hate it here and we want to go or anything like that. It was after a little while we realized, hey, this just isn't working for us right now. So we picked up and we moved, and we saved up some money so we could spend some time doing nothing, basically.
And we have a question related to what exactly we did afterwards.
Okay.
We followed along on our journeys last summer. But we'll get to that in just a second. I think our next question kind of followed right after the first one. Do you miss Roswell?
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Of course. I miss Roswell. I miss Artesia. We had some friends down there that we had a lot of fun going over to their place a lot. I miss when we took that trip to Truth or Consequences and got to see that side of the state. I miss a lot, We have bragged about Roswell in New Mexico to just about everybody we've met, as if we, were born and raised there and that's right.
Grew up there and moved here from there. So
we've gotten pretty excited because we have met a couple of people from New Mexico just in random encounters. Just the other day, we met someone from Rio Rancho.
That's right, up near Albuquerque there. So that was pretty cool. You had the Zia on the hat, and I'm like, "Hey, Zia, what's going on there?" And
yeah.
What? I'm from New Mexico. It's Roswell. All right, cool.
Yeah, but yeah. So we've talked about it with a lot of people. We do miss Roswell. We just miss the people we've met. And I love the fact that you could always count on the weather. It wasn't going to rain on you. Like, you could make outdoor plans all the time and not have to worry about it, because the worst thing that you would have to deal with is some wind and some dust.
Then
I don't miss the dust, by the way. Can I just say that?
Oh, for sure.
I don't miss the dust.
Yeah, that is. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
You know what I do for sure miss though is the food. I haven't had a good taco in almost a year.
Oh my goodness, that's what popped in my head. That was that gasp there.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Green chili on everything.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss some good Mexican food that is just like, I don't know, we haven't had any yet.
Developed that addiction real fast.
I know, so it's been kind of sad. So our taste buds have been pretty sad.
I've not had a decent taco since we've been gone, since we left New Mexico.
No, the best ones we've had are the ones we've made, and they still don't compare, unfortunately.
I try my best.
I know you do. I know.
Naomi, for all her trying and all the ranch that she can put on them, still can't come close.
I did find a good ranch chipotle mix for those tacos, but still don't have the right taco to put it on. So, what can you do?
Completely forgot about that. Okay.
That's all right.
Our next question on the list is kind of following along the journey a little bit. I think it's just says simply, where are you?
Where are you? North Carolina is where we are. We are in Wilmington, North Carolina.
That's right.
Which is, I don't know. It's just on the coast. That's all I know. I'm not good at geography.
Southeastern North Carolina. We traded in one southeastern part of the state for another southeastern part of the state.
We did that so that we didn't get confused later.
Yeah, not that that's not confusing at all.
No, not at all. Especially when I'm talking to people and I'm like, hey, southeastern New North Carolina.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So we had some family here. That's what drew us here specifically. Wasn't anything crazy like that.
No. We did. We stayed with some family for a little while and then said, you know what? We're going to stay here too. So then we looked for our own place and here we are.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we obviously traveled from New Mexico to North Carolina last summer, and our next question, Paul Moore wants to know, for you specifically, Naomi, what was it like traveling across the country in 2021, and did you have any favorite stops or locations? Very specific from Paul. I like that.
Yeah, very specific. And now I have to rack my brain and remember our travels. I remember that it took us forever to get through Texas. Texas is a big state, man. I mean, I know you can look at a map and you know that Texas is a big state, but when you're driving through it, it's like, oh my goodness, we're still in Texas.
We spent a day. 1 week.
Yes. Driving through Texas. And then the landscape of Texas changes so much because we have driven through Texas to get to South Padre Island before. So we went, I'm so bad with directions, southeast through Texas to get to
get to South Padre Island?
The South in there just threw me off. I'm like, am I saying South too much? I think I'm having a stroke over here.
No practice at all, gang. No practice at all.
No, this is, we just, we turned on the mic and said, let's do this today. So I apologize.
Geography with Naomi Land.
Oh my goodness.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. You and nobody else.
So traveling through Texas was interesting. Was that a favorite location, a favorite stop, or just something that you noticed?
No, it just took forever to get through Texas.
Again, like you said, we've driven through Texas a couple of different ways, and that one was excruciatingly long.
Yeah, it was a very long drive. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, nothing is standing out except for the idea of just being on the road and traveling. There's just something about being on the road and traveling. You know what I mean? Sure. Where you're like going through these sleepy towns, or you're outside of Little Rock or something, and you can see the skyscrapers in the distance, and you're just taking the highway around everything. Got to drive over the Mississippi River.
That's yeah.
So that was cool. We went. This time we were on like a higher up bridge. I remember because we got stopped up there, and I was scared. I'm like, I do not like being on a bridge this big, stuck in this much traffic, not moving. Very uncomfortable.
So now we've crossed the Mississippi in 2 different locations.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I really liked? Chattanooga, Tennessee.
All right.
Now, I know that sounds like just what am I talking about, so during our travels and everything, I like experiencing these towns that you don't expect anything.
You wouldn't go to normally. There's no.
I'm never going to Chattanooga. Like, what the heck is there? And we drove through these little mountains and all this, and you get to this town that feels like it's just sideways, the way that it's off the side of this mountain, and just the lakes around it and all the trees and everything. There was just something about it that I liked. I know that sounds really weird, but I liked it.
And all I could think about the whole time was the Chattanooga Choo Choo. So.
I knew you were gonna go there. Oh my goodness. So let me tell you one quick thing.
Just a
little side note here. Traveling with Luke should be an extreme sport, because I can't believe I survived.
Is this about my driving?
It's not about the driving. The driving was okay. We survived. It was you.
It all comes out.
It does. It does.
Comes out behind the microphone.
Everybody knows how you are. If you ever listen to Luke and Naomi in the morning, you know how Luke is. And so being stuck in a vehicle with him as he's singing random songs or making up stories about some street sign that he sees and that it means something, you just know how he is.
We're not even going to get out of our first segment back without me singing a little bit for Snickers for Hugh, are we?
No, you know what? I think we should take a break right now, right, because Hugh, I'm going to save you right now. We're going to take a little break so Luke doesn't start singing, and hopefully we'll get on a different topic when we come back.
All right, gang, fastest breaks in the business now that it's all a podcast, so we could just stop and take 3 days in between, and you wouldn't even know because we just edited it out, throw that little sound in there, and here we are.
That's right. Way to ruin the magic, The
magic of prod coasting.
Let me just say that it wasn't 3 days. It was about 2 minutes of a break there.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
That's it. I just had to get some water, and now we're back. Here we go. All right, we're talking about our Ask Me Anything questions. You send in questions. We have some answers. It has been quite a while, of course, for our New Mexico friends.
So again, we apologize. We are a little rusty here.
That's right. And poof.
Yeah. See? Yeah. You gonna be okay over there?
Take it into existence.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What was our next question? Hugh Snickers himself. We were mentioning him.
Oh,
just
cool.
Before.
Snickers.
We took that little sound break, and he says, it's been forever. How have y'all been?
We're doing great.
And that's right. We took some day jobs out here, having some fun, enjoying the beach, doing that as much as we possibly can.
We did some traveling, right. Besides just driving out here. We did some traveling in between and just kind of took some time for ourselves and all of that. So it was nice. So a nice needed little break there.
That's right. He also asked, Snickers do we have any kiddos yet?
We do not. No
not.
Kiddos yet. Yeah, just no kiddos.
Just no kiddos. Yeah, that's right. Make it bank, not babies. That's our motto.
Yes. Maybe a puppy in the future. Possibly.
It's a surprise to me.
Not yet, though.
So we did get to see my niece and nephew when we went home over the summer. We went and traveled to New York and got to visit the whole family.
That's some good birth control for you right there.
A perfect reminder.
Yeah.
Just 10 minutes with my nephew, and we were like, that's why.
All I can think about is the one time I went to go use the bathroom, and he just comes running out, and he's just like, I did a fake poop. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I walk in, I'm like, yes, you did. Like, all right, we have to share this bathroom here. Perfect.
I love it. That's right.
And I'm glad that I mentioned that because, I want this to live forever. So then, 10 years from now, I can be like, hey, guess what? I talked about you before and show him this clip.
There you go, Grayson. That's for you. Just in case they didn't say my name. Yes, we did. Grayson Matthew. That's right.
That's right. You're going to be embarrassed for the rest of your life now.
I can't wait. All right. Snickers also wants to know a thought of the day.
Thought of the day?
Yeah, Naomi used to just pop those off right off the top of her head at the end of our shows in New Mexico. If you are new to Luke and Naomi, by the way, welcome to Luke and Naomi on Air. We just jumped into this as if we expect everybody listening to know all about our ridiculousness. But,
I assume everybody knows. Where you been? Under a rock? Come on.
Right. Hopefully we got a couple of newbies out there. That's welcome in. Anyway, Barb says, what have you been up to? And like we said a couple of minutes ago, a lot of beach time.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time at the beach, and it's not a bad lifestyle, just saying. I think I was born to be a beach bum. It's very fitting. I think it fits Luke as well.
Oh, I enjoy it. I just sit there and literally don't do anything.
I know, he just stares off. It'll be like 2 hours. I'll be like, what are you even thinking about? And he goes, what?
That just happened yesterday. That's not even a joke, not even an exaggeration.
No, we did. We did go to the beach yesterday. We spent like 7 hours at the beach yesterday, and it was perfect. Beautiful day and all that, and water was nice, got to go swimming, and it's a good lifestyle.
Definitely. That's what we've been up to. We've been doing a lot of beach time. We did mention, we did some traveling last summer. We went from New Mexico to North Carolina, showed up here in Wilmington, dumped all of our stuff at my cousin's house. That's where we were staying for a little bit, and then drove up to New York to visit family. I had been talking about my best friend Kyle's wedding for a few months before we left New Mexico. So
I even forgot all about that.
That really did happen. That was a thing. That's something that we actually did. That was a lot of fun. So we went to New York for that, spent some time at my mom's camp, spent some time with family there in New York, and then just on a whim decided to drive up to Maine. Yeah,
so that was really cool. So, we were sitting by the campfire. In New York, we're in the Finger Lakes in New York. It was me and Luke and his mom and his stepdad, and we're just kind of talking about everything. And we were talking about how the wedding that we went to, Luke's friend Kyle's wedding, how they went to Maine for their honeymoon.
That's right. I was so jealous the whole entire time.
Yeah, and Luke was like, man, I always wanted to take you to Maine and all this. We were talking for a little while, and it was like, hey, wait a minute. Neither one of us have jobs right now. We are already in New York, so we're like halfway there. What's stopping us from going? So we decided, you know what? Let's go to Maine before we go home. So we ended up spending a few days out there, which was really cool. I'd never been to Maine before. Man, that is very far north, by the way. Did not realize how far north that was.
Took a little bit.
Yeah, not only that, but when we got to where we were staying, we were Bar Harbor,
that's right,
Maine. So by the time we got up there, we spent some time up there, and then the drive out of Maine, like, that took a whole day. And I'm like, geez, we are still so far north, and we got to go all the way to Wilmington. This is gonna be some traveling here.
I do want to point out, we didn't follow my friend and his new wife.
No, we did not. Yes, please point that out. We are not creepy like that.
They were back in New York. Their honeymoon was over by the time we went to Maine, so there wasn't anything odd. Like, I had told this story to somebody else, and they're like, "You followed your friends on their honeymoon?"
I never realized realized
absolutely
how
did not.
bad that sounds until just now.
Isn't that terrible?
Oh my goodness. We sound like creepers.
Anyway.
We really do. We're not. We're not though.
They finished their honeymoon and then we went to basically the same place that they were.
Yeah, true. But not like the actual same place, just the same city, okay?
Worse.
Wow, this is getting bad. Anyway, so we left Maine. We decided as we were traveling down the coast that instead of, we're not in a hurry to get home or anything, there was a brewery in Delaware.
That's right. Delaware, you say. Why go to Delaware? Well, for beer, if you know Luke and Naomi.
That's right. So the Dogfish Head Brewery is in Delaware. So it was like, hey, this is kind of sorta on the way home. Let's make a stop. So while we were in Maine, we found a spot where you could go camping like on the beach in Delaware.
That's right.
And I'm like, we got to do this.
If you know anything about it, we're gonna keep saying that the whole time too. If you know anything about us, camping and on the beach, so we found a way to combine that.
Yeah, so I booked 2 days on the beach while we were still in Maine and made this plan to go to this brewery. And so that's what we did and found out that really like Delaware. With all of our travels, like Delaware, no, I feel like Delaware is a hidden gem. I know that sounds so weird, but it's not a state you normally think of,
No, absolutely not.
When someone says Delaware, what do you think of?
I think of
nothing.
Wayne's World, honestly. In Wayne's World, they have the bit where they trying out the green screen, and they're like, look, we can go anywhere we want. And for some reason, Delaware comes up.
Well, yeah, okay. When I think of Delaware, I just see like a colonial guy, and that's it. That's all I see.
Just think of the Revolution, right?
Yeah, but it's really true. But no, I really like Delaware. So we spent some time, I forget the beach area.
Rehoboth Beach.
That and the Delaware Seashore State Park. Just beautiful areas, these little beach towns. And we had so much fun there, like to the point where I would even go back to vacation, believe it or not, in Delaware. That was probably one of my favorite,
You can't even say it without going, Delaware.
Well, I don't feel like I need to explain myself about that. It's Delaware.
That's
Yeah.
Right. We should ask Brian from England if he's ever even heard of Delaware.
Yeah, that's a
Brian's
good question.
been to the U.S. too. I mean, he probably still is like, yeah, it's,
Well, we should ask. Let's ask now. Hey, Brian, do you know anything of Delaware? Now, don't Google it. Don't you dare look it up. Just tell us what you know of Delaware.
That's right.
Yeah.
That leads us to Brian's questions for us for our Ask Me Anything. I keep wanting to do a reset, but if you're listening to the show, you're listening to the show. It's not like you're going to change the channel and jump back in. So
I do notice that is a little bit more different than just being live on air. There's a few things that are really different here. I have nothing in front of me. Usually I have 18 different pieces of paper. I'm prepared. I know exactly how much time we have before we got to get to the next break or anything. And this is like no rules. I've got a little timer here and it's at 22 minutes. We were supposed to stop at every 10 minutes. So
now Naomi knows exactly how I felt when we were doing our show live from Roswell, because I just watched her for any time I had to do anything.
Yeah, that's right. But I give you like a little wrap up
That's right.
Wrap up signal? Yeah, signal. That's the word I'm looking for. Well, we are bad. All right, get to this question.
All right, Brian from England, who, by the way, sent us the coolest little care package.
I forgot about the gift. Yes.
When we left New Mexico, he actually found a way to send it to us here in North Carolina. It was waiting for us when we arrived. And this thing was so neat. So many things he sent to us. He sent us this map of, let's see here, marvelous map of Great British place names. And it's sort of like some odd place names, some rude place names, Britain's top 50 interesting names and things like that.
Yeah.
He sent us my favorite thing. I can't even say my favorite thing because he sent me a really cool sign from my favorite, I guess, soccer team. I don't watch soccer at all, but it's my favorite team because of the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, and a book gang of dad jokes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Brian.
Of dad jokes. So dad jokes aren't going anywhere. Like I said, if you saw our last video announcing the whole podcast thing, dad jokes are back. We'll get to a couple of those in a little bit, I think.
He also sent a box of bath bombs
That's
over.
his question was, he sent one for me, especially.
Oh, that's right, the grenade one, yeah.
He's trying to convert me to, using the bath bombs.
They're nice.
And so he said, how'd you find your bath bomb? Did I convert you? I guess.
It was nice, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to take a bath without a bath bomb.
Going forward. Yeah, but you're not really a bath person.
Exactly.
But you will. And if you have a bath bomb, now you have an excuse to take a bath. And he sent a whole box of them for me. And I actually used one of these today. I used the lavender one because,
lavender.
Yeah, but it's really nice. And I was really surprised to get that box of treats when we arrived in North Carolina. It was cool.
That's right.
Thank you, Brian, by the way. And also thank you for the book of dad jokes.
That's right. Love it, mate. Really appreciate it. And definitely love my West Ham sign.
That's right.
Mighty Hammers now on the wall. He also wants to know how we're enjoying Wilmington. I think we mentioned the beach a whole bunch. There's a pretty cool craft beer scene here, and we've met some friends and stuff like that too,
yeah, so. It's pretty nice, and the weather's not bad, so that helps, and yeah.
And I guess we answered this one already. He says, is Luke giving you a headache with all his dad jokes and general silliness?
I like the general silliness. That's a good way to put it. A headache, yeah. Migraine, more like that. Yeah, it depends on the day. Although, I have to admit, I've got lots of places to walk around here, so when he gets bad, I'm gonna go out for a walk and just take off for a little while. Clear my head.
No worrying about sticking around too much. Just
get up and go.
Head down to the beach. There you go.
All right, we need to take another quick break here, and then we'll get to more of these questions, okay?
All right, super quick. All right, that was quick. We're back. I guess we should just say it's Luke and Naomi on air. You've already been listening. You didn't go anywhere. We did. We'll get used to that, though, eventually.
I think so. It's actually backwards if you think about it. Yeah.
As we do go forward and things like that, you'll find, we'll get a little bit smoother. We'll also
I don't know if we will, though. Well, honestly, we're just a train wreck over here.
We're also going to bring you some other new features and possibly, eventually, maybe even do the show live and on video, too. So you can watch me stumble over my words like I just did.
And you can watch his arms flailing. We mentioned that in the first break, that his hands are just going everywhere, and now you can actually see that, which would be pretty entertaining.
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing too, man.
That's right.
That's what I feel like right now.
That's what you look like, honestly, as if your body was moving a little bit more, then yes, you'd have the whole thing going on over there. All right, we got some more questions to get to over here.
It is our first episode back, Luke and Naomi on air. Here is our Ask Me Anything questions. Barb says, what have you been up to? We were just talking about that one, right? So we're now in North Carolina and all that. Doug wants to know, and this is my favorite question I think I've seen. Are there any good tongs stores near your new home?
Can you feel the eye roll?
Any good tongs stores? Actually, we live right around the corner from the store that shall not be named.
I can't with you guys. I really can't. We have already started this and we have not even done a show back. Oh my goodness.
If you need
the tongs. The tongs.
I love kitchen gadgets and I love tongs specifically.
There was a whole deal about this. Was it me trying to get rid of your tongs or something? I don't even remember how it got started, but it had to do with Luke's collection of 900 freaking tongs that he doesn't even need. He's got 3 of his favorite ones and he's got to use all 3 every time he makes one single meal.
I do have one that definitely gets used every time I cook.
Every single time.
Whether I need tongs or not, because that's just how good they are.
Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
We'll post that up on the Facebook page.
Nobody needs to see that or think about it or nothing. Doug, why did you start stirring this pot already?
All right, Doug.
Already.
My man Doug.
No, not my man Doug.
Speaking of stirring the pot too, how about Snowman? Just a quick shout out to Snowman. One of his first things back, he said, I really miss getting excited about the snow this season.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Snowman. I forgot all about that too. I feel terrible. I cannot believe I forgot that. How much we'd give him a hard time when he'd get all excited because there was snow in the forecast. Oh my goodness.
So, I don't know, long story longer. Yes, there is one good Tong store right around the corner.
Yeah.
That shall not be named.
And we don't go there. You know why? Because we're not buying more tongs.
Because it's Bed Bath & Beyond.
That's right. We don't need a bunch of kitchen gadgets. We don't need any of that stuff.
We don't go for just as much for Naomi as me.
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about that. I'm throwing you under the bus here. We're not talking about my demons in the closet.
What do they call it? A rabbit hole once we get in that store?
Yes, that's basically what it is. You get
just
sucked down every single aisle, and all of a sudden your cart is completely full of items, and it's 500 items that you didn't actually need, and the one thing you did need, you didn't actually grab.
And then they've always got like the marshmallow shooters and all of that stuff too.
All the good stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Can't
go there. Can't go there.
That's why it doesn't get named.
That's right.
All right. Let's see here. What was your favorite thing that you ate in your travels? That's what the next question is for our
That is a great question. Favorite thing? I did like when we went to Maine and had lobster.
Yeah.
Had a lobster roll for lunch at one place, and then had a lobster dinner at another place. Oh, and lobster tacos. I won't forget that. That was good too. Lobster, and lobster was really good.
That was, I really thought you were going to go with the breakfast tacos from Love's Travel Stops.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about those bad boys. I do like those. Love's Travel Stops are like my favorite travel stop. Like, I wish I lived by one, because I would go there for my coffee. I'd go there for my breakfast taco. I would go there for maybe a chicken salad for lunch, or maybe whatever else. They have everything.
Groceries.
Yeah.
Back scratchers.
Little souvenirs. You know how many souvenirs we bought from Love's truck stops? The little travel plazas. It's just ridiculous.
All the shot glasses and refrigerator magnets you could possibly handle.
We have way too many refrigerator magnets now, and they're all like states and stuff, just because, hey, we're at a Love's. Let's get something.
So
let's remember our time at Love's Travel Stop.
Breakfast tacos then.
Yeah, let's go with that, because the lobster is good, but let's talk about while we were on the road, not like while we were actually like... Well, I guess that's on the road too. Never mind.
Well, there was two different parts. We were on the road moving, and then once we relinquished all of our stuff to the storage unit, then we took sort of a road trip. I don't know how to classify it, but that's
yeah.
how
Let's do that. We moved and then we took a road trip.
That's how it breaks up in my mind. Anyway.
Okay, let's go with that. I like that. That works. Yeah.
So for me, it was probably those breakfast tacos were pretty good.
They were.
And I would definitely get in trouble if I didn't mention all of my mom's fantastic cooking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that was the road trip part.
So then, yeah, you're right. But I don't care.
Okay.
Already breaking the rules over here.
I know.
That's fine. But
I'm gonna make up some rules right now and then break them.
We had pizza. I got to go back home and have that great, Central New York pizza that I wouldn't shut up about while we were in New Mexico.
That's right. You got that so many times too. There was one time where he's like, "Oh, what do you want for lunch?" I'm like, "I already know you want pizza," and he's like, "Yeah, let's grab some slices." I'm like, "Look, you go ahead and get pizza. Like, I'm so pizzaed out right now. I don't even want this. You go and get your pizza, and I'm gonna make myself like a sandwich or something. I'm just done."
She got Taco Bell and put ranch on them.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to talk about that. That's cool.
The pizza was fantastic, but we had this one dish that was really stood out overall for the whole trip last year. It kind of summed up the year as well. Is while we were camping with my mom and stepdad, Figure Lakes. We always do s'mores. We always have these, big s'mores baskets. My mom knows how much Naomi loves s'mores, so
she did a whole s'mores bar for us.
That's right.
It was so adorable. I loved it.
And then you know where this is going, right?
Yes, I do. I actually do know where this is going.
Now, before we even get there, how do you feel with the lead up to this, knowing what's coming? Do you feel happy? Are you getting uncomfortable?
Gluttonous.
Gluttonous. That's I like that. All right.
So let me just say that Luke and I learned not that long ago that when you're making s'mores, just staying away from the traditional s'mores recipe, you end up with some good things. We've talked about this before on air, where, you know, use the Reese's peanut butter cup, because the peanut butter in the chocolate is so much better than just using a regular chocolate bar.
Yeah.
And we've done a lot of things with s'mores and different candy bars, and using different things for like the bun of the s'more, you know, using cookies instead of the graham crackers and things like that. But
nothing is quite as creative as this one.
no, this was a monster. I made a monster, and it was very tasty. And then every time I tell anyone about it, they're just like, "What the heck is wrong with you?"
They basically call you a monster.
Yeah.
So
But
you are Dr. Frankenstein here.
they're lost though, because it was very tasty.
All right, so my mom makes a dish for dinner, which is basically bacon wrapped chicken cutlets.
Yeah,
and
with lots of brown sugar.
Brown sugar glaze, kind of. So it tastes mapley, brown sugary. It's really, really delicious. And she generally makes a lot. And plus, we had one of our friends staying with us while we were camping too, so she had to make extra because he generally eats everything.
That's right.
So it gets to be, you know, the end of a long day of camping. A couple of adult sodas may have been involved.
Maybe.
It's time for s'mores.
That's right. So excited.
Also leftovers.
Yeah.
So what's Naomi Lynn do? You could probably already guess by now. What was it? Graham cracker, peanut butter cup.
Yes, it was a graham cracker, a peanut butter cup,
Build it for us.
a marshmallow,
Keep
and
going.
a chunk of this bacon wrapped chicken.
Preach.
Yeah, and the next graham cracker on top, you know, good to go. It was amazing.
My initial
It was so good. I don't care.
initial reaction was, like most of you out there, are probably thinking, "What a monster! Why would you do this?"
It was so good.
Until I had one.
Yeah.
And,
And you realize how good it was, because guess what goes with all those items?
Easily
You know,
converted.
look at, you got a regular s'more. So you've got your marshmallow, you got your chocolate, you got your graham cracker. You can put peanut butter on that and that makes it better. You know what else goes with all that stuff? Bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon makes it good. You know what else makes it good? Brown sugar. Hey, why
Delicious.
don't you throw some chicken on there too? Because why not?
Maple it
Just
up.
do it.
Throw the chicken in there.
Yeah. It was so good.
It's like 4 extra food groups.
It was a whole meal. Like, and I remember I ate like 2 of these bad boys, and halfway through the second one, I'm like, I gotta stop. This is bad.
So that's why when I asked her how she was feeling leading up to the story, her reply,
Gluttonous.
gluttonous. Of
Yeah.
course. So
Lots of them.
that is the long way around. That is probably the best thing I ate on the road.
Let me tell you too, if you ever want me to make you this s'mores treat, I definitely will, because my job now in life is to convert people to eat this, because this monstrous thing is actually very, very delicious.
I can think of at least 2 people that we've told this story about the s'mores with the bacon wrapped chicken on it, and had them just be like, why would you? And then I try to convert them to let them, it's okay, it's not as crazy as it sounds. They just
Yeah.
wouldn't have it. So
I told my family about it, and they're like, "What the heck is wrong with
if you're
you?"
still
Like,
skeptical, take my word for it. It's
yeah.
it's delicious.
Like, would I ever steer you wrong when it comes to food? No, of course not. So you can trust me; it'll be fine.
That was the our favorite thing, the best thing well for me anyway, that I ate in our whole travels last year, including all the delicious seafoods we had. And
Can I say I love doing this Ask Me Anything, because it's bringing back so many memories. I feel like we just moved through things so fast. When Luke and I, you know, we were on the road to get to Wilmington, and then, you know, we spent like a week here, and then we were on another road trip, and we were gone for quite a while on that road trip between the wedding and camping, and then in Maine and Delaware, and then all the way back. And then right after that, we got jobs and just kind of moved on to the next chapter. And this kind of gives me a second to actually think about, hey, we actually did a lot in the last almost year. I forgot about the s'mores treats. I forgot all about Love's travel stops and how much I enjoyed those while we were
we
traveling.
enjoy Loves so much. You would say we love Loves. I know that's
We do.
not a
We do
commercial. They're
love
not paying
Loves.
us, although I would take the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
We-
Please, Loves.
We
love
absolutely
you.
do love the Loves travel stop, so much so that we have one of those collage picture frames, and Naomi's got a picture of us at a Loves travel stop.
Yeah, you can see Loves in the background. I made sure, too, in that picture that you could see them.
Of all of our travels, they've you know.
They took care of us,
Where we,
you know.
we
Yeah.
see the big heart in the distance. Like,
Yeah.
all right, yes.
Hey!
Tacos.
And coffee.
That's right.
And whatever else we could possibly need. A bathroom. That was always a big one while we were traveling. finding a place to go to the bathroom.
That's right.
And Loves took care of us.
So that actually kind of transitions well into the next question we had with what was the favorite thing about driving? Our favorite thing about, the whole trip and...
Well, knowing I can count on Loves so I could have somewhere to go to the bathroom, because while you're traveling, you're drinking a lot of coffee and water and whatever else. And while we know how I am on road trips, if you don't know, this has come up on Luke and Naomi in the morning many, many times, because I am one of those terrible people to be traveling with, because I have to pee every 40 minutes. So if we're on a long road trip, you gotta stop. And it's awful. And I apologize.
The closer we get to the destination, the more
I have to pee.
It gets and all of that.
Yeah, the more I have to pee. It's a curse, but I love the fact that we had Loves and we could count on them, because as soon as you saw that heart, you knew, first of all, that they were open, because they're open 24 hours a day, and that, you didn't have to worry about that. So I did like that. But that was definitely not my favorite part of traveling. I think the favorite part would just be seeing all the different towns and all that, seeing places that you normally wouldn't go to.
Right.
You're driving through all these small towns or this one area, and it's just hey, that's really cool right there. And it's something you'd never see unless you just happen to be driving by.
That would probably be one of my favorite things about traveling is the different places that we've never seen that we got to see. I mean, we drove through Atlanta.
That's right.
We had to, take a little bit of a detour for fun. We extended the trip and whatnot when we were headed to Wilmington, but got to drive through Atlanta, and the first thing I saw was that I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the overpass as you're coming into Atlanta. It's very, very prominent in the beginning episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So I saw that and I'm like, oh my God, we're right there.
Can I say driving through Atlanta was one of my favorites and one of my least favorite things, because we hit Atlanta during rush hour traffic.
Oh, it was terrible timing.
Oh my goodness, it was awful. So bad.
Yeah, with the giant Penske truck and the car on the trailer in the back too.
Yep.
So did that.
Yay!
That happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm proud of that or...
I think you should be proud. You should be proud because we didn't get into an accident. That's reason to be happy right there. We were traveling with this big truck and a trailer in rush hour traffic in Atlanta, and we were cool. Nothing bad happened.
That's right. I'm a bona fide gear jam and rig jockey.
That's one way to put it. I don't think I put it that way, though. But we got to take a quick break here.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, it's Luke and Naomi on air. We are back. We're doing an Ask Me Anything, which is very exciting. It's nice to be back on air, I guess.
Yeah, it's fake on air.
Yeah, fake on air. I'm going to call it on air still, because that makes me feel better. One thing, though, I do have to say that I miss, and this is something I was thinking about with that last little break that we took, is the interaction.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I know you guys sent in your questions, and I love it. And that way we have at least a little bit of interaction there. But I miss, the comments in the middle of everything that we're doing, and I miss, the calls in between, because... Man, that was just great, So this is going to take a little bit of time to kind of get used to as we, transition into this podcasting stuff.
And right as we get used to this, hopefully we're hoping to expand to where we're doing these shows live. We'll let you know when we're doing. You can interact with us and listen live too. So that could be coming. Just stay tuned. We'll see. Hopefully we can get there.
And it is basically live here, because all we're doing is we're recording these segments and then just putting them on air. So, I mean, I think you could tell that it is live. Otherwise, we would have cut out all the bad stuff, and you wouldn't hear us sounding like idiots over here.
All I can think of is Cheers is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at Naomi is recorded in front of an empty room.
That's right. It's very empty in here. We might need to fix that.
Yeah, we'll get some studio audiences in.
That's right. Let's get 5 people in here.
We were talking about our favorite things about driving. I wanted to get to the next question after that is the least favorite thing about driving, too.
Oh, okay.
And the one thing I was thinking of was... probably your least favorite. My favorite thing is after we get a while into road trips and things like that, and we start to get that road goofiness. If you know what I'm talking about.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because any road trip that Luke and I have ever taken, there is always a span where we have been driving too long that, maybe we should stop. And we just start laughing at the stupidest things.
Really stupid things.
I'll remember when we came into New Mexico, it was We had just like crossed over the border into New Mexico. It was like, what, 2 o'clock in the morning?
At least.
We were almost to Roswell. We're like, we're not going to stop. We're almost there. Let's just finish this last stretch. Well, there's a lot of just farmlands. There's nothing else. And so we can't see anything. It's so dark. There's no other cars on the road, but there are jackrabbits everywhere. Hundreds of them. Like 3 of them every time we there's always so many of them. I say like 3 of them, that sounded awful, but no, there'd be like 3 of them, then we'd pass those 3, and then there's a group of 4, then we pass those, there's another one, it just kept repeating. They were everywhere.
It's the only thing you could see on the road at all.
Yeah.
It was us moving around and then the jackrabbits. Nothing else was moving around at all.
That's right. And
I started to get a little bit nervous driving.
Yeah.
And, they were going to start running out in the road. Maybe it's because I was a little slap happy. And
I think that was part of it, but yes, I was worried about that too. I'm like, they're gonna run into the road. We're gonna end up running over these bunnies,
Come up on a whole bunch of jackrabbits standing right next to the road, and they do that little pop-up thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so there's all these jackrabbits, and at one point,
I was worried they were gonna jump into the road, so I blew the horn of the vehicle.
And it was like, the dumbest thing. Yeah.
And I looked there and said, well, he's deaf now.
And I just started laughing and could not stop. To the point I was crying, laughing. This is the stupidest story because it's not funny. But to us, it was, because we were at that delusional road driving time.
That's right.
Same thing happened when we came out here too. I don't remember what it was, but there was one point we started laughing, and I remember crying, laughing, and not being able to breathe, and thinking in my head, this is the stupidest thing ever.
It was naming the bridges. When you drive under an overpass and you're on a highway, and it'll tell you what the name of the highway is, what have you. Well, we happened to be driving, I think it was Arkansas or something at that point. So we were on the road for a couple of days, and we're cruising through whatever city it was. And there's a bridge with some name.
Let's say Sir Bob's Freeway or whatever.
Sir Bob, because of England.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not good at. I can't think on my feet yet.
So
I'm rusty.
Like, Bob Johnson's highway or something like that. And I said, well, Bob Johnson, he's famous, of course, for inventing the typewriter ding that when you slide the typewriter over, it goes bing, and then you slide it back. And I completely made that up off the top of my head and had Naomi for about 5 miles thinking all about Sir Bob Johnson.
And I'm thinking in my head, really? And then I go, how do you know this? And Luke just busted out laughing, like, know this? I just made it up.
I wanted to see how far I could get her to go.
So stupid. Yeah. And then, he did that again later. And I'm looking at him like, I don't know if this is true or if he's messing with me again.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah, it got bad. So and after a while, I just stopped believing everything he said, which I should have done in the first place, but didn't.
Correct. That's probably one of my most favorite things about driving across the country, especially with Naomi living.
Yeah, that your favorite, my least favorite. Let's go with that one. Yes, absolutely.
And then we also got asked, what the situation, we just hit hotels the whole time or what? We did a couple of hotels. We also had an air mattress thing in the back of the car.
That's right.
We blew up in the back seat so we could use that. It was quite an interesting journey. We also had our camping gear because we were going camping with my mother when we got up to New York. So
yeah,
after that whole leg of the trip, anytime we stopped, we grabbed campgrounds and set up like that. That was a lot of fun.
So we did a lot. So our first night after we left New Mexico, our first night was outside of Dallas, and that was sleeping in the air mattress in the back of the car.
On the trailer.
Yeah. The car was on the trailer of the Penske truck, and we had the air mattress is designed to go in the back seat. It is actually pretty cool. But we had that all blown up, whatever, slept there for the night. The next night, I believe we got a hotel the next night.
Yes.
Just so we could take a shower, get all cleaned up, actually stretch out and sleep in a normal bed. There was a few nights of sleeping in the front seat of the vehicle. I believe that was in Delaware. Delaware, believe it or not. One of the first nights that when we were going to stay at that campground on the beach, we got in at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
we're like,
so late.
We can't blow up an air mattress and make all this loud noise right now. Okay, so let's just take a nap in the front seat of the car until it's daylight out, and then we'll set up our campsite and all of that kind of
I do not
stuff.
recommend sleeping in the front seat of a vehicle for an extended period of time. That was the worst. We have to get a bigger vehicle.
You do. If you're going to sleep in the front seat of the vehicle, you got to make sure that front seat is big enough. We slept in our vehicle in Maine for the first night and got a hotel the second night that we were there. We did a nice balance of sleeping in the car, sleeping at friends' houses when we were in New York and Wilmington, and getting hotels in between everything.
We still did it all on the cheap too, which I am pretty proud of. We only did the hotels when it was absolutely necessary, or if we just, if
it had been, well, like one of it was like it had been like 2 days, and I'm like, I'm getting a hotel because I want to take a shower. After traveling, it just feels nice to have a shower and like again have that nice big bed to stretch out in and all that. So I like what we did. It was a little bit of everything. It was a good adventure, honestly.
It was, and it was a ton of fun. So that is the adventure that we have. That's what we've been doing for the last year. And I think we have one more question. We got time for one more, right?
We've got plenty of time.
So it is, what is the plans for the future?
Oh, that's a great question.
It is an awesome question.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to take this one? Because I need a moment to think.
Well, for the time being, we are here in North Carolina. I think we're going to plan on being here for the foreseeable future anyway. And I think most importantly, Luke and Naomi on Air podcast is what's coming in the foreseeable future as well.
Yes. Yeah, that is, I've missed doing this kind of stuff. It's just doing this right now. This is the first time we've done anything like this since we left.
Yeah.
This has been fun. I got in here, got into our little studio room that we've got, and I was tired and was like, okay, let's do this. I'll probably feel like up to it halfway through or whatnot. And as soon as we turned on those mics and we're like, all right, let's go, I'm like, hey, I miss this feeling. This is fun. The big thing though, again, that's missing is just the interaction. I miss you guys.
That's right.
I miss your input. I miss you calling up going, you're kind of getting off topic there. What the hell are you talking about? Like I want all of that back.
Everybody giving you a break from talking to me that whole time. That's right.
That's right. Yes. I miss that. I need that little break.
So you can leave comments. Keep talking to us.
You're just going to glaze over that one?
Absolutely going to do that. You can leave your comments, questions, anything on our Facebook page, or you can leave them on the comment section on YouTube, wherever. We check them all. We make sure we do our best to at least reply to you there. And hopefully, right here on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Next Monday, we'll have another podcast for you. I'm not really sure just yet what our plan is with that, but we will have it ready for you Monday. You'll have at least something to listen to, even if it's just us going, we don't know what we're doing still.
We're going to try to bring back some of our favorite parts of the old Luke and Naomi show.
I think so, yeah.
And we're going to do our best to bring you some new stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited for all that stuff. I'm excited to see how this goes, Me
too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Stick around. Make sure you're following the Facebook page. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and you'll get to know every time we put out a new episode of the all-new Luke and Naomi On Air podcast.
That's right. And, make sure you're looking for the other things, too. We'll have different posts and videos and things like that will go up. I'm looking forward to sharing a little bit more of our lives, because I feel like we went into hiding for the last year.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew what we were doing or where we were. We took a break from everything, and now I'm like, hey, I want to share all that stuff with you guys. I want you to see pictures from our travels. I want to hear, your stories from your travels and all of that kind of stuff. So
that's right.
Looking forward to it. This is an exciting time.
We'll find out if Uncle Jetpack ever got that jetpack assembled.
Maybe that's why we haven't heard from him.
Probably.
I mean, I could see that. I wouldn't be talking to us either if I, had a jetpack and was out flying around.
That's right. So I did mention Brian from England sent us a cool little care package.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
That's right. Let's see.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, if you want to throw the old traditional beginnings out there.
If you remember from Luke and Naomi in the morning, we did this every day. Luke, are you going to leave us with a laugh?
I am going to do my best. One more time, keep it right here. I guess you can't do that because it's a podcast. So check our Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll see.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get this figured out. I promise. We'll get there. Bear with us.
But I have in my hand the book of all books, the holy grail of dad jokes. It is called A Bleep Load of Dad Jokes. I guess I could say that word.
You can, go ahead.
I'm not gonna. It's a bleep
I gave
load,
him permission and he didn't even do it.
A bleep load of dad jokes. We'll get there. To take a poo to.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
By Ben D. Over.
Oh, my goodness. So dumb. All right.
I probably should have checked a couple of these out.
Are you not prepared right now?
Have we met?
I guess. All right. What do you got?
I had a dream last night. I was cutting onions with the Grim Reaper. I was dicing with death.
Oh, that's boo. That was awful.
Just saw a burglar kicking his own door in. He must have been working from home.
I'm not laughing at that. I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh.
I like it. All right.
Oh, my God.
Thank you to Brian for the book of dad jokes. He's going to keep us in dad jokes.
And thank you.
Quite a while.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for, tuning in, listening to this. We do really appreciate it. We appreciate you sticking around and, following along on our journey, even though, again, we kind of went missing there for a whole year almost.
That's right. But we are back. That is for sure. Keep the questions coming. We'll answer more questions or anything like that. Let us know what you'd like to see on the pod going forward and all that stuff. And
until next time.
That's right. Love you. Bye.